Hello and welcome to another edition of BuzzFeed Unsolved Post-mortem, a show where we answer your most pressing questions about the most recent episode of BuzzFeed Unsolved, which was The Watcher. All the questions we're answering today came from you guys via our BuzzFeed Unsolved Facebook page, our BuzzFeed Unsolved Instagram page, as well as directly on the video on Bun.
We're reading, we're listening, we're receptive, we hear what you're saying. Welcome to a new season. Happy to be here.
That was good.
Yeah, you know, I got that new season energy. I'm full of vim and vigor.
Did you practice that in front of the mirror this morning?
Yeah, for a couple hours.
I could tell. I have no notes.
Well, let's hop into the questions.
This comes from Annie. Don't take this the wrong way. I loved this episode. I've just been wondering, why didn't you mention that the Broaddus family spent around $100,000 on a private detective to investigate the Langford family, and that they also hired a linguist to analyze the letters? Those are pretty good arguments against the theory that they themselves wrote those letters.
Unless they're just really
Committed,
going for it.
just committed. Wasn't one of the big selling points of that theory the fact that they were low on cash, they were in over their head?
Yeah, well, that, you know,
then they'd
sort of a sunk cost theory, though. If they're like, well, you know, we sell the movie rights for this thing, we're gonna be swimming in it.
Sunk cost theory? You've been listening to Freakonomics or something?
Shh, don't tell. I don't know. No, I haven't.
What about cutting your losses at some point? Though you have a family, you're having
You got a family. Look, all we have to do is spend $150,000 and give our children PTSD
You don't think
for the rest of their lives.
We said this in the episode, but don't you think that's a little far-fetched that they would put all of their eggs in this crazy basket that maybe Warner Bros. Will buy the movie rights to their funny little pen tail?
It's certainly deranged, yeah, if that's the case.
I know, I don't think...
Do you think that's what they'd call the movie, by the way? My funny little pen pal?
My funny little pen pal.
Let's go to Grahamtown.
What
This is from Free Range Grass.
Did you click on this person's profile? Because I need to see what it is. Oh, yes! Yes! This is, oh, Jesus Christ. You can't really see it, but it's just pictures of grass. It's just pictures of grass over and over again.
That's so funny.
And you know what? Guess who has a new follower?
Yeah, I'm getting on there right now, I tell you what. Free Range Grass says, why didn't the Broaddus family immediately install a camera looking at their mailbox? Giant glue trap? Guillotine in the mailbox for hand chopping? Rat in the mailbox that buys hands and thus collects DNA. The Watcher is probably not an omniscient being. He would never suspect mailbox, guillotine, rat until it's too late.
I like your style.
I did wonder this during the story. Why not just keep an eye out?
Yeah,
These letters are showing up on your doorstep.
Yeah, at that point, it's 2017.
It's 2017, man.
Head on down, get in your car, drive down to Best Buy,
Yeah.
pick up one of those little DVR cameras.
Yeah, that's
like
right.
a little handy cam.
Yeah.
And just put it on a tripod and call it a day.
Yeah. Or just sit on your porch with a baseball bat.
That too, I think maybe the camera is more
Probably.
stealthy. You could probably get this person in the act. However, I will say that it's not guaranteed that the Watcher themselves was dropping the letter in the mailbox.
Oh, they could have
Used a mailman.
paid someone.
Or they could have just put it in the mail. Put it in that way.
Or drones, baby.
All right, let's move on.
All right, why don't we go back to Grahamtown, because we haven't been there in a while. This is from _MHJC_. Can we just take a second and do a hair analysis? Shane, pretty nice, quite formal, trendy AF. I wouldn't call it trendy. Ryan, what in the actual fuck is on Ryan's head?
It's my hair.
Now, some people, it seemed pretty, I would actually say more people were in support of your hair.
Yeah, I've worn my hair down in the past.
Yeah, you have.
It's a mark of me being lazy.
Yeah.
Because when I don't want to do my hair up, I just take my hands and go like that, and then wiggle my head around.
Yeah.
And I call it a day.
And you did get a new blow dryer recently.
No,
Remember?
same blow dryer.
I want to say like 6 months ago, you were like, I got a new blow dryer. You were very excited.
My blow dryer is my grandma's.
Okay. I'm not gonna argue anymore, because that's such a wonderful little nugget that I'm happy to have.
It's a wait. Oh, that gets too dark. Yeah, it's my dead grandma's hair dryer.
Okay.
Yeah. This comes from Time Turner. Hashtag postmortem. I don't think the All Hail the Watcher letter is from the same person. The writing style doesn't match at all, and this letter just seems all over the place and diluted, whereas the others still had something of a clear objective and a silver lining where structure is concerned. Ooh. After all, by this point, the story was all over the media. It was probably just some troll having a chuckle, but to me, this doesn't feel like it. This doesn't feel like it was written by the Watcher themselves. It's possible I did think about that, just because most true crime cases, at least the serial killer variety, usually will have some form of like a copycat, like even the Zodiac had that.
Yeah.
I did wonder that about this one, but if anything, I wouldn't say it's a copycat. I would say it's more kind of like what we were saying in the episode, where it's like a hot fuzz thing, where the entire community is in on it, and now they're all taking turns writing these letters, like you write in the letter this week, Frank.
Oh,
I
see.
got it next week.
The style might be different because it's a group effort.
They're going off a style guide, obviously, but everyone's got a little bit different
Watcher style
flair.
guide, yes.
Yeah, Watcher style guide. They had a Google Doc.
Make sure you call his wife a wench. That's number one.
And
paramount.
Every one of them was leaving notes and comments on the Google Doc. Like, I don't know, I think the wench is a bit much.
A little heavy-handed.
That's the process.
The fact that the internet exists, this story's getting out to a lot of people. A lot of tricky youngsters, you know?
Yeah.
Probably like looking to get their jollies by messing with some folks.
Clearly, this community, from the outside, it seems like has something against this family. So it wouldn't surprise me if they had a little writing team going. This comes from Carrie White.
Oh.
Postmortem, I've read the local newspaper's articles about the Watcher from those years. One of the things I found very interesting was how the locals were viewing it, especially in relation to the renovations and their actual costs. In the lawsuit, the Broadduses wanted compensation for the renovations, but claimed they were higher than what was on the town's record.
Interesting.
The other was how much in property tax the family was paying, over $20,000 a year.
Yowza.
There was a large amount of money involved in this home.
Yeah.
Also, all the previous living owners were interviewed, and none of them ever received anything from someone called the Watcher.
Curious.
I think it's either buyer's remorse or a prank gone horribly wrong, maybe both. Hashtag postmortem, hashtag property tax sucks.
I thought one of the previous owners did have some.
They did.
But was it right before they left?
It was the week that they were moving out. They obviously had a lot of money that was sunk into this house. That's suggesting that any bad investment means that there was some kind of weird ulterior motive behind that. Sometimes people make bad investments.
That's true.
That doesn't mean that they're more prone to making up some elaborate hoax to get out of it.
I think it does mean that.
Well, how many times have you
I'm not saying it's a given, but it certainly would mean there is more motivation to do that.
Yeah, but this is like, what, one case where this has happened? Where you would make up a false narrative around the house? I just feel like it's weird to be like, ooh, you're in trouble, you're more prone to hoaxes. Obviously this is a hoax now. Like, it's a huge jump.
But I'm saying people, money does make people desperate if they're in dire straits.
Yeah, I don't think it's that bad. I don't think they did this, by the way. I
don't either, for the record.
I would be shocked, and you know what, if they did?
Kudos.
Kudos.
Grats to you.
A kind of messed up thing to do to your kids, but maybe they were in on it.
Maybe you got away with it.
Maybe you got a little couple of Mark Twains running around your house. I don't know. All right, moving on.
This is the Unsolved boys. For the postmortem, what would you do if someone started sending creepy letters like that to your house? I think I'd burn the place down and get TF out of there. I would have a lot of fun with it, I think.
Well, there's no return address, so you can't even be snarky back.
Well, you could leave a letter back on the porch,
Yeah, that's true.
Then I would have a funny little pen pal.
No, then you would have a funny little pen pal.
What would you do?
I'd probably buy a camera.
I'd start walking around naked all the time.
The next day is like a family percussion circle, but there's no drums, it's just your bellies.
Oh, now that's good.
Now you take it away, Shane. Toss it back.
That's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Now let's. That being said, let's move into one of our new favorite segments. Take it away, Shane.
We're entering the burn zone, or more appropriately, a title that we thought of just now: Roast Mortem. Here's one from Emily Cargill. Why is Ryan dressed like Steve Jobs from a low-budget movie about Steve Jobs? Why were you dressed like that? Do we have to still do the voice?
I don't think we have.
Well, we'll bring it back up for the next.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah, why were you? We both wore black for this episode. There was no coordination.
Yeah.
I have never worn black ever for an episode, and I showed up and Ryan was dressed like Steve Jobs.
It's just a lovely sweater. And you know, I didn't realize that I was, I guess, emulating Steve Jobs.
Back to the burn zone. We gotta decide. Back to roast.
This one comes from Sean O'Shawn. Yeah. With 95 subscribers.
95!
On YouTube. I would feel sorry for anyone who fights Ryan. They would be arrested for manslaughter. LOL.
That's a burn, baby.
Oh, it burns. It burns. Well, that does it for this episode of BuzzFeed Unsolved Postmortem. Make sure you watch the episode this Friday and then comment directly on the video.
That's right.
On the BuzzFeed Unsolved.
Yeah, we're there.
Or the BuzzFeed Unsolved Instagram page or the Facebook page, and maybe you'll be on the next episode of BuzzFeed Unsolved Postmortem.
What's coming up next week?
It's a fishy tale for sure.
Oh. Tell us what time it is, folks. Time to go.
It's time to go to the roast zone.